So I've had a lot of laughs this morning. This morning I had this interaction on Facebook with actually my son about dryer balls of all things, and he had some little snarky remark, and little did he know it was going to lead to this whole outpouring from his mother on Facebook. Well, it was perfect because I've been wanting to tell my story, and I ended up writing it out for him and the world to see. So if you already read that, then don't worry, I've got more. I'm going to add some more to that. But I am going to start with that because it kind of is the beginning part of our story. Before I go there, though, I am going to tell you I am Suzette Parker, and I've been a life coach for many years and became certified as a relationship coach. So non-toxic relationships have been my thing for several years, since about 2009. And recently, I've been way into non-toxic homes, non-toxic living, and just getting all of that out of my house. And for good reason. That's in the Facebook post that I will read to you. But I want you to know a little bit about who I am and why that I've gone on this journey, and really why you might want to too. So I'm going to read this now. I'm going to pick up my computer here and just tell you what I wrote. I might need my glasses as well. So let's see. Oh, and these are bifocals, which I don't know if I can handle. Here, we'll see. Okay, so this was about dryer balls that I started using maybe a year or so ago. You put them in the dryer so that your clothes, you don't have to put dryer sheets in there, and your clothes actually dry a little bit faster, and they don't have static that we've seen, and you're not putting all those toxic chemicals on your body. That's what my post was about. It's from Amazon. I'm not selling dryer balls, but that's what my post was about. And I went on to say things like, I wish I'd known about how toxic they were, like when my kids were little, la 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 la. And my son pipes in, whom we are very close, by the way, so that was actually quite funny. He says, my skin is diseased and my IQ is lower because of the toxins my mother put on my skin. Help, everyone, get dryer balls immediately. Ha ha ha. So this is what I said. I said, well, my son, I took it kind of seriously, but was laughing on the inside as well. Well, my son, when you've learned about the body and our organs and how they process out the toxins that go through us, that we put in us, and build up over time and cause problems like headaches and stomach issues, and you suffer enough, then you might be interested in feeling better. And I just feel so much better, probably 15 years younger than I used to. I said, if you knew all that and you felt all that, you might not be poking fun at me. Ha, ha, ha. So, but I went on to say, thank you for giving me this platform. I literally feel 15 years younger. My body and joints aren't hurting. My stomach is not waking me up every night. My food stays down, which it didn't. I couldn't even drink water, and everything, I was just burping it up, so much so that I ended up having to have my throat stretched. And if you've had that done, you know it's not fun. It hurts. I don't ever want that to happen again. And I've had an abnormal bone growth. You can even probably still see it a little bit right here. It's used to be so painful. I had it biopsied. It's not cancerous. Thank God it's not cancerous. But it didn't mean that it didn't hurt. It did hurt, and it hurt terribly. So much so that I couldn't lift up anything more than a couple of pounds without cringing in pain. And actually, that was probably the day that I picked up little Adelie Guya. And I thought I was going to cry right then and there because it hurt so bad. It was the day I came home, and I did cry with my husband, and I was like, we have to do something about this. I'm not going to be able to pick up my grandkids. And from that day forward, it was just this journey of trying to figure out what was wrong in my body and how to get healthier. So I've had this abnormal bone growth. Let me see what else I wrote here. Oh yeah, I mean, it was so painful that when I sneezed, it would hurt. And I would gasp. Oh, that was awful. Sneezing was horrible. It was really impacting our life. Anyway, there were several things. It was my stomach and this, and yeah, those were the big things. But anyway, I've just learned about the body and how that, I should just go back to reading. And so sharing the many small changes that we've made and the few big ones so that others can feel better brings me great joy. In addition, I'm thrilled that I can pick up toddlers again. When I realized I wouldn't be able to pick up any future grandkids I might have one day, was the day that I cried out in desperation. And your dad has been so very, very supportive of this journey. It was impacting our life. And, I think he's a much happier guy now because he's married to a happier woman simply because I feel physically better. So right back at you, honey. And I just said, I ended it with, God didn't intend for us to slowly poison ourselves. That's the American way. And he then went on to say, a moment of clarity, please, lest I malign my own reputation on the World Wide Web and appear not to be a supportive son. He's redeemed. It's all good. But I felt horrible. I felt absolutely terrible. And this journey, the small things and the little things that we've done, have really seriously made a big difference in our lives. I'm skiing again and enjoying it, not dreading it. Doing all kinds of things. The gardening isn't painful. I couldn't pull up a weed without it hurting. So yes, it's all been for just change of life and quality of life. And when we get to the point where things are terrible, that sometimes we have to get there before we are desperate enough to take any steps. And so the steps that we've taken really are not as drastic as the steps that I was first told to take. The first time the first naturopathic doctor that I went to, he told me I needed to cut out 8 different things, and some of them were large categories of things from my diet. And I did it, and I did feel better for some time, but then pretty much everything came back. And so that's when it was like, okay, it's not just food allergies. There's something going on, and we need to figure out what it is. Who knows? I can't tell you exactly what it is, but what I do know is that by making some changes, adding essential oils to our life, things like dryer balls and eating, not eating certain things. I still do very little dairy. That helps tremendously. But it's just changed how I feel so much. So I mentioned Young Living and essential oils. We use essential oils all the time, every day, and they help my digestion, and they have helped my, I assume that they're helping the pain that I was feeling. It's frankincense is what I've been using, and I don't feel the pain anymore, and that's fantastic. I mean, absolutely fantastic. So I just want to share that. I want people to know that there are natural solutions. You don't have to use pesticides. I used peppermint in Honduras of all places, where the spiders were huge and the cockroaches were gigantic, and it worked. And I've used natural pesticides, just a combination of essential oils for aphids in my garden. Haven't figured out the weed thing yet, but I've got plenty of them, so hopefully I'll get that figured out before next summer. But I really just feel so much better, and Young Living is a great company, and I would love to help anybody that I can just figure out their health goals, what they want, and how that they can achieve them. So that's all I have to say. Just want you to know that that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm loving every minute of it, and it has literally changed our lives.